Welcome back to Shape of the City. I'm Clover Frederick, your host. March is National Nutrition Month, and for many children, a key part of their nutrition comes from school meals. As many of us know, good nutrition not only leads to better health, but also better academic performance. So what are the latest methods Lincoln Public Schools are developing to offer both tasty and healthy meals to their students? Jessie Coffey, the nutrition specialist with LPS, is here to help educate us on these and other developments. Thanks for joining me, Jessie. How are you?
I'm great.
Good. Well, now, first, give us an idea of how many meals LPS provides every day.
We serve about 27,000 lunches, about 6,000 breakfasts, and about 3,500 snacks every day across the district. And so those are 5 days a week. And then in addition to the school meal program, we have what's called the Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Program, and that's offered at about 25 of our schools, the ones that are at higher free and reduced rates. And so we serve about 14,000 fresh fruit or vegetable snacks twice a week to those schools that are participating in that. And then we also have a separate program at Park Middle School that serves about between 100 and 150 children each night.
Okay. What are the biggest challenges in developing nutritional meals for that many students?
So as you can imagine, when we're serving that much food across the district to a wide variety of students with different backgrounds and taste preferences, it can sometimes be challenging to meet everyone's taste preferences. You know, if you make chili at your house and I make it at mine, it's going to taste different. Mm-hmm. So trying to get all the students, our 40,000 students, to like what we have. Sometimes it's a challenge, but we've been working with students to do taste testings, and they kind of are providing some feedback through our new online menu system about the different choices that we're offering. So we're really trying to get their input and buy-in with the meal options we have.
So the USDA has new standards for school meals. What's changed?
So about 4 years ago, they implemented new standards for the lunch program, and basically they just took a look at some of the latest science with the dietary guidelines, and they tried to align the school meal program with those best practice nutrition guidelines. And so we went to a lot of whole grain products, low-fat milks, increasing fruit and vegetable offerings at the school meal level at breakfast and lunch, and then also leaner meat in our entree items. So those are the big overarching kind of changes, and really the nutritional requirements that we have to follow are really much in line with what the American Heart Association requires, because we also have to, as of 2 years ago, we had to have lower sodium options as well.
Okay, very good. Now, how can LPS help parents and students make more informed and healthy school meal choices?
So I think one of the most important things to do is school lunch today is not the school lunch that you probably had when you were a child. At least for me, I came from a small school district where we had minimal choices. We offer at the elementary level 2 hot entrees and a salad every day, in addition to 2 fruits, 2 vegetables, and then sometimes we have different kinds of milk, flavored milks and just regular milk. And then at the secondary level, they get 3 hot options plus a salad every day. So making sure you're aware of the choices. Sometimes kids will say, like, I can't find anything I like, but maybe parents aren't aware that there's all these options available. So they can utilize our new online menu system. It's called Nutri Slice. It has all of the options available now online for both elementary and secondary, and even our early childhood program, and it shows all of the choices available for each day, as well as the nutrition information and allergy information for all of the foods offered.
Now, how can parents or students with a smartphone access a Nutri Slice or the other menu options?
Sure. So if you have a smartphone or a tablet, you can download from the App Store on your device the Nutri Slice app, and then just look for Lincoln Public Schools. And then once you've accessed it one time, then it allows you to kind of favorite your, whether you're an elementary, middle, or high school student. And then if you're only ever looking up lunch, it kind of keeps that on your phone for you. So literally it takes 10 seconds each day to kind of figure that out. We also have a Facebook page in Nutrition Services that you could follow, and each day that information is sent out via Facebook, the breakfast and the lunch menu for the following day. So you can follow us there as well as on Twitter.
Okay. Now, as a health professional, what kind of positive impact do you think the new standards are having?
We definitely see there's more of an increase in fruit and vegetable consumption at most of our schools with the increase in options. So before, when we had fewer options, you know, not everybody liked the things we were offering. So now children will have the ability to choose the things they like. So when they're making that choice, then they're consuming more as well. We did plate weight studies last year, and we were able to see that, especially with the vegetables, the students were not throwing as much away now that there's more choices, and there are choices that they're more of their favorite types of things.
Okay, and then as far as the Nutri Slice app, what kind of positive impact are you seeing there?
So because I work a lot with students with special diets, diabetic students or students with food allergies, it's been very helpful for our middle and high school students to manage their own disease, kind of look that stuff up and make decisions on their own. And then it's been really helpful for parents to be able to have the ability to look at the allergens on each individual basis. So basically, our online menu system allows you to take your mouse or on your phone, your finger, and hover over the item, say hamburger on a bun, and it'll tell you the calories and as well as the allergen information, the carbohydrate count, all the stuff that you would want to know. So that really allows people a lot of transparency for families, for kids and parents to be able to see the type of food that we're offering. And just because it's a hamburger, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's an unhealthy hamburger. We have a lower fat version on whole grain bread, so it is a better choice. And without that nutrition information being public, people aren't able to see that without that. So we have that now. And then there's also the ability for students and parents to leave comments on whether they like the item, whether we should have it again. And we really do use that information in the spring of every year to decide when we're building the menus for the next fall, which items we keep and which items we don't keep. If students aren't buying it with us, and we look at sales data as well, if those are things kids are not buying, then we're not going to keep it on the menu because it's not something that it's not popular, so we're not going to bring it back. But if they leave positive comments on things, then that really helps us select better choices that are more popular with the students.
Okay, very good. Now tell us about the partnership between Lincoln Public Schools and Nebraska farmers.
So we have received a USDA Farm to School grant, and we got that about a year ago. So we're about a year into working on that project, and we have about another 6 months left. But we have tried to increase the amount of local food items on our menu. And so it just happens to be Nebraska's 150th birthday on March 1st. Mm-hmm. So we were able to partner with the elementary curriculum folks on having a local foods day on March 1st to celebrate the birthday. And so we're having smart chicken from Waverly. Our milk is provided from several Nebraska farmers into the Land O'Lakes company. And then we're also having locally dried blueberries and some local dressings. So those are our kind of our highlight items for our March 1st local foods day. But we've been offering local foods about once to twice a month this winter when there's some limited options. But for the start of this school year, we were able to do local produce just about 3 to 4 times a week. And we had melons and cucumbers, and when there was a lot of produce, we were able to do a lot. And then we're also working with Prairie Land to get milk in some of our high schools for the athletics participants so that they have the chocolate milk and the refueling with that. And then we're also working with the Yesha cheese folks to do taste testings of that across the district for health fairs, and for our early childhood program. They get a cheese snack once a week, so instead of the regular string cheese, they're trialing out the cheese curds, and we've had very positive feedback so far.
That sounds cool. Where would you like to see the future of school meals going?
So I feel like we really do, I think, a great job of providing a lot of variety for students. Not all of our kitchens are created equal, though. I think some of our most of our newer buildings, and some of even our older buildings at our secondary level, provide a fruit and vegetable bar for students that really allows them that choice architecture where they can make their own choices. Like if they just want one apple slice and then some peaches, they can do that. Whereas some of our older buildings don't allow for that kind of fruit and vegetable bar concept. But I really feel like that's where we win with kids, is when we can implement those bars. So as we're moving forward, that's something that I know we're looking at trying to get in any building that we're remodeling, or as the buildings are getting built. The food service director is making sure to have those options implemented there, so that students have that ability to choose those healthier options, and they feel more empowered to make those choices, not just at school, but hopefully at home as well.
Mm-hmm. So what advice do you have for parents to get their child to pick healthier choices when they're away from school?
So some students eat with us maybe 3 times a day, but by and large, most of our students, really only eat one meal at school. So parents are still the key role models in their child's life when we think about making food choices. And so we know that when parents model healthy eating, that it's more likely that children will adopt it. If parents are saying you should eat healthy, but then they're eating chips all the time, that doesn't equate in a child's mind, that doesn't equate to making sense. So really remembering that you're that role model and you're kind of that food gatekeeper into the house. And so if you don't want your child to eat it, you don't need to bring it into the house. And working with your child to make healthier choices, having them go grocery shopping and saying, in the produce section, what do you want to pick out? What's something you'd want to bring home and try? And I know my kids like to try really weird stuff. Sometimes they like it and sometimes they don't, but that's okay. Finding out that you don't like something is okay, and it really takes between 10 and 15 times to try a new food before you really decide if you like it. So you're just really helping them be open to trying new foods and having new experiences.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming today and telling us more about student nutrition.
Thank you.